Opening hook, the scream that shook the school. The scream was unlike anything the school had ever heard. It wasn't just loud, it was raw. It carried pain, rage, and something so powerful that the glass in the hallway trophy case cracked down the middle. Teachers dropped what they were doing. Students froze in their tracks. Some swore later they felt the vibration in their teeth. When they burst into the girls' bathroom, the scene looked like something out of a movie. 3 of the most feared girls in school, Brittany Cole, Taylor Reed, and Jen Marshall, were on the floor, clutching their ears, eyes wide with shock and terror. And in the center stood Maya Carter. She was trembling, her fists clenched, her face wet with tears, but her posture was tall. For the first time, she wasn't running. She wasn't hiding. This was the moment everything changed for Maya, but it had taken years of quiet suffering to reach it. Chapter 1: Life in the Shadows. Maya Carter had mastered the art of invisibility. She moved through the crowded hallways like a shadow, always with her head down, always avoiding eye contact, and always clutching her books tight against her chest like a shield. At first glance, nothing about Maya seemed unusual. She wasn't dressed strangely. She wasn't failing classes. She just didn't talk. And in high school, that alone was enough to make her a target. Teachers described her as polite and reserved. Classmates called her weird or mute. And Brittany Cole? She called her the freak. But what no one at Westbridge High knew was that Maya had a secret, a voice so powerful it could silence a room. She'd inherited it from her mother, who used to sing her lullabies so sweet they made even storms feel safe. But her mother was gone now, taken in a car accident when Maya was only 10. And after that, Maya's voice slowly faded into silence. She still sang, but only alone, in her small bedroom, with the door locked and the curtains drawn. Her father worked long shifts as a mechanic and came home exhausted. She didn't want to burden him with her struggles. So she carried them alone. Chapter 2: The Bullies. Brittany Cole wasn't the smartest or even the prettiest girl in school, but she had something more dangerous: influence. With her glossy blonde hair, designer sneakers, and razor-sharp tongue, Brittany commanded attention wherever she went. Taylor and Jen were her loyal shadows, laughing at every insult she delivered, no matter how cruel. It started small with Maya. A shoulder bump in the hallway. A mocking wave when Maya answered a question softly in class. A "who even are you?" whispered just loud enough for her to hear. But Brittany was like a cat toying with a mouse every week. Her cruelty grew sharper. In the cafeteria one day, Brittany made sure her voice carried. You know why she never talks? 'Cause her voice probably sounds like a dying goat. Laughter erupted at nearby tables. Maya's face burned, but she kept her eyes on her tray. She'd learned that reacting only gave them more ammunition. Still, each insult was another stone added to the weight she carried. Chapter 3: The Pressure Builds. Maya had one person in her corner, Lila Morales. Lila was everything Maya wasn't: loud, colorful, and fearless. She wore mismatched socks on purpose, carried her art supplies everywhere, and had no problem telling Brittany to shut up. You have a gift, Maya, Lila would say, nudging her during lunch. If you just try out for choir, you'd blow everyone's mind. But Maya always shook her head. If I mess up, they'll never let me forget it. And deep down, she didn't believe she was good enough. Still, Lila's words planted seeds. Some nights, Maya would stand in front of her mirror, imagining herself singing in the school auditorium. But the thought of Brittany in the front row, smirking, was enough to crush the fantasy. Chapter 4: The Breaking Point Approaches. Over the next few months, Brittany's harassment became bolder. She'd shove Maya in the hallway, block her locker, and spread rumors, claiming Maya had been caught talking to herself in the bathroom or that she sang off-key in the shower. The worst part? People believed it. Even some teachers began looking at Maya differently, as though she was odd. Then came the Thursday that changed everything. Chapter 5: The Trap. Rain tapped against the windows, and the fluorescent lights in the hall flickered slightly. The lunch bell rang, and the hallways flooded with students. Maya, trying to avoid the crowd, slipped into the girls' bathroom near the science wing, a quiet one most people didn't use. She let out a breath, finally alone. Or so she thought. The door slammed behind her. Brittany. Taylor. Jen. Well, Brittany said, her voice dripping with mock sweetness. Our favorite mute. Maya stiffened, her fingers tightening around her bag strap. Got a little performance for us today? Brittany stepped forward, pulling her phone from her pocket. I heard you singing in the music room last week. Pathetic. But today, you're gonna sing for our audience. Taylor smirked. Yeah, we'll make you famous. Maya's heart pounded. She tried to sidestep toward the door, but Jen blocked her path. Brittany leaned closer, whispering, Sing, freak. Chapter 6, The Explosion. Maya's mind flashed with every moment she'd stayed silent. Every insult. Every shove. Every time she'd gone home, shut her bedroom door, and buried her face in her pillow. And suddenly, something inside her broke. Her breath caught, then released in a sound that didn't feel like hers at all. A scream ripped from her throat, high, sharp, and piercing. The kind of sound that made your spine tingle and your stomach drop. It echoed off the tiled walls, growing louder, sharper. The mirrors rattled. The ceiling vent hummed from the vibration. Brittany and her friends staggered back, hands over their ears, eyes wide with shock. Somewhere down the hall, a glass panel spiderwebbed with cracks. The scream lasted only seconds, but it was enough. Chapter 7, The Fallout. Teachers rushed in, pulling the girls apart. The bullies stammered excuses, she's crazy. She attacked us. But students outside the bathroom had heard the commotion. Lila was one of them. She told the principal everything. Other witnesses confirmed the bullies had followed Maya in. By the end of the day, Brittany, Taylor, and Jen were suspended. For the first time in a long time. Maya felt seen. Chapter 8, Finding Her Voice. The story spread like wildfire. Students whispered about the scream in the hallways. Some thought it was hilarious. Others thought it was terrifying. But for once, nobody was mocking her for being silent. The choir teacher, Ms. Bennett, approached Maya the next week. I heard you have quite a set of pipes, she said with a kind smile. How about using them for something beautiful? At first, Maya hesitated. But Lila wouldn't let her back out. Come on, she said. They've already heard your scream. Now let them hear your song. When Maya finally stood in front of the choir, her knees trembled. But as soon as she began singing, the room fell silent. Her voice, warm, powerful, and crystal clear, filled the space. When she finished, there was a beat of stunned silence, then applause. Chapter 9, The Message. Maya learned that her voice, in every sense, mattered. She joined the choir, performed at school concerts, and slowly rebuilt her confidence. Brittany still avoided her in the hall, not because Maya scared her physically, but because Maya wasn't afraid anymore. And Maya realized something important. Silence can protect you, but it can also cage you. Sometimes, you have to break the glass to be free. Final call to action for viewers. Speech balloon. Have you ever faced a bully and found the courage to stand up for yourself? Share your story in the comments, you never know who you might inspire. Loudspeaker. If you believe in kindness, courage, and using your voice, hit like, share this story, and subscribe to my channel, Be Kind Always, for more powerful, real-life stories. Sparkles. Remember, your voice is your power. Never let anyone take it from you.